So a vertical shrinks, not talking about a translation or a reflection. So the vertex is still going to be at 0, 0, and this thing is going to open up. Shrink by a factor of 0.5 means normally, well, first of all, the vertex is still at 0, 0. Normally, when I move to the left or right of the vertex by 1, my y changes by 1, but it's only going to change by half as much. So it's only going to go to 0.5. Usually when I go out 2 from the vertex, I shift the y by 4, but now it's only going to be half as much. It's only going to change by 2. So that's going to be this graph. And looking at what happened in the previous problem, it would be y divided by 0.5, but then I don't want, when I solve for y, well, let me do that. I take my y value of my new one, and I divide it by 0.5. So 2 divided by 0.5 is 4. 1 divided by 0.5 is 2. And that would get me that. Now, I don't want y divided by 0.5, I want y. So when I multiply both sides by 0.5, I get y equals 0.5 x squared. Don't forget your scale on your graph. There's a lot going on this one. There's a shrink, there's a reflection, and there's a translation. So reflected means it's going to open down. The vertex moves 3 units to the right and up 2 units. So I'm going to start, I need to have my vertex 3 units to the right and up 2 units, but then it's going to open down. So 3 units to the right and up 2 units. It opens down, a vertical shrink by a factor of 0.25. Well, normally, when I move 1 to the left or right of the vertex, my y shifts by 1, my y changes by 1, it's going to change by a quarter of that amount. Normally when I go out 2, I shift by 4, it's only going to shift by 1, because 4 times a quarter is 1. So that's my curve. So y, up 2 units, I would have to subtract 2 to get back down to my original y. Reflected means negative. My scale factor is 0.25. And then x, my vertex shifted up 2 units, so I'd have to subtract 2 to get back to my original vertex. And then add 2 to both sides to get the y by itself. Y equals negative 0.25 times x minus 2 quantity squared plus 2 when I add 2 to get the y by itself.